Welcome to A Girl's Guide to, the podcast designed to help generations of women enhance their minds, love their bodies, and heal their souls. I'm your host, Michaela, a girl navigating life and helping you do the same. I am so happy and grateful that you are here. Let's dive in. Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of A Girl's Guide to, and happy Monday. I hope that you had a fabulous weekend, a fun and safe weekend. As you can see, I have a guest here with me because we've got a little bit of a different format. Usually you can't see them right away, but Lauren and I, this is my girl Lauren, okay, and we have quite a time trying to get this episode to you. I don't know what it is out there. The devil is just trying to keep this message from you because it knows it's gonna make you better in some way, and it just
They don't want to see bad bitches thrive. That's it.
exactly, because this is really the third time, and usually we film in a different website or service or whatever you want to call it, but for some reason it just hasn't been working. So I was like, you know what, let's go back to the good old Zoom, okay? And we're just gonna do it this way for this week. So hello, welcome back. I'm so excited to have Lauren here. Lauren and I have known each other now for 4 years. We just discovered this year makes 4 years since we virtually met. We've never met in person, but the day is coming, right, girl? Yes.
Before the end of the year, for sure.
Yes,
For
absolutely.
sure.
We're making it happen one way or another, whether it's in the middle or one of us goes to the other, it's gonna happen. But I reached out to Lauren and said, girl, I need some of your energy on this podcast because when I think of the word or the term that girl, I think of Lauren, okay? I think of someone who just has so much confidence, who knows who she is in her beliefs and her morals, and she's not afraid to be who she is, be about it. And she just radiates main character energy, right? Main character was a big topic last year, I feel like, and it can definitely have a different definition. You know, I think I've really tapped into my that girl era recently and all the ways that I just described. But Lauren, I would love to hear what it means for you to be that girl and how you are currently living your that girl life.
Yes. So first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. This is like such a huge honor because I'm so used to interviewing other people because I have my own podcast, little shameless plug.
Oh, wait, yes, I totally
But
skipped over you telling them who you are. See, this is what happens when we've done it so many times now. Okay, so go ahead, tell them who you are, and then explain the that girl energy.
Gotcha. So like Michaela said, my name is Lauren. I am based in the DMV, more specifically Maryland. I am 24. I have my own podcast that I just mentioned. It's called According to Lauren. Comes out either bi-weekly or weekly. Just, depends on what I'm feeling that week. And I also model from time to time, in case
Yeah.
any of you guys are curious. So
Which we love, and we'll talk a little bit about modeling as well. But yeah, go back now and talk about your that girl energy definition.
yeah. Yeah. So to me, that girl is someone doesn't who doesn't diminish her boundaries
Mm,
for the sake of how other people feel. That girl is someone who is strong in her beliefs and her morals, and someone who stands up for other people, even if she does get backlash for it. That girl is also someone who knows that it's okay to have bad days, just like Megan Thee Stallion said in that one song. That girl has many different definitions, but that girl also knows that she is not perfect, despite what people may think about her. But that girl is just someone that there's so many different definitions of
yeah,
who that girl is depending on who you're talking to. But
right.
for me, the overall definition is just someone who stays true to herself and someone who just knows her worth.
Yeah, amen.
Mhm.
I love it. And I think that the modeling definitely played a role in both of our journeys of becoming the versions of that girl that we are
Mhm.
today, right? I've
Yeah.
done quite a bit of modeling just even in the last few years. It was never something for me that I guess I really thought of. Well, I shouldn't say that because actually something that I don't know if you know, Lauren, when I was like 16, 17, I went to a modeling makeup type like program thing called Barbizon. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I
Um,
do know what Barbizon
yeah,
is.
okay, I figured. I was like, it's a pretty big name in that industry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did like a whole course in Boston every weekend, like in the summer one year. And I learned how to walk the runway, how to get in a car, like all of like the very proper. It reminded me of Princess Diaries with Anne Hathaway. Like it
Yes, yes, yes,
reminded
yes,
me
yes.
of that. Like that's what it kind of was. But yeah, so I definitely I've always loved being in front of the camera for sure, but I think in the more recent years, doing it with like more professional photographers and just of like a hobby type, I'm doing this because it feels good kind of way, that wasn't until more recent, and it's been a
Mm,
huge part of my confidence journey and becoming the version of that girl that I am today, because there's just so much good energy around a photo shoot with the
yep.
photographer and the
Mhm.
people that are there with you, and then seeing the photos and being like, look at her, that's me. And I definitely encourage every woman at any age, especially if you're in a chapter of your life where you're not feeling as confident. I think a photo shoot could totally change that. What do you think?
No, you're absolutely right. For me, I have always had modeling as an interest since I was like a kid, watching America's Next Top Model, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, just being so interested and intrigued in the fashion industry. And, growing up as a curvier girl, of course, you didn't see a lot of representation for our body types in the media.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
when I saw these women modeling, I didn't think, oh my gosh, I have to be as small as them to like do that. I was just like, ooh, pretty clothes, and they know how to
Right.
walk. I can do that. So, you know, it was nice as a kid not having that limitation on myself, thinking like, oh, I have to look a certain way
Mhm.
to chase my dreams. And that's something that now as an adult that I am, I guess, trying to relearn in a way. But
Right.
I didn't really start taking modeling seriously until around college. I had a lot of photographer friends, and we would go to these little events called street meets where photographers and models would meet up, just to like network and everything. And I didn't really start taking modeling seriously until like seriously, seriously until about 2 years ago when I signed with my friend's modeling agency. And since then, I've done multiple photo shoots that I have just personally volunteered for or have been selected for. So,
Ooh, okay.
actually, last year, I don't think I told you this. I actually worked my first paid modeling opportunity, so that was
Oh,
pretty
no
cool. Like,
way. That's
it made
that's
things feel, yeah,
awesome.
it made things feel really official. And I also walked my first runway show, not my very first, but my first in probably like over a decade. And it was so empowering. And I'm not trying to be the next Bella Hadid, the next, Precious Lee, the next, whoever, like Kendall Jenner.
Right.
I do modeling because it's a fun hobby that I have found that I find like a sisterhood in, because I've never been to a shoot where I don't feel included, even if I'm not modeling, because sometimes I've just worked behind the scenes. But I've always felt like empowered, and I
Mhm.
leave feeling like, yeah, like I want to keep doing this more because
Right?
I know I can. I can do whatever I put my mind to. And unfortunately, there have been cases where a lot of people go to shoots and they feel, excluded, and like you experience like really creepy photographers. But um for the most part, modeling has just been such an empowering hobby to me. And yeah, I definitely want to keep pursuing it. Actually, this weekend I have my first like casting call for 2024. So wish me
Woo,
luck.
okay.
But,
We're crossing our fingers
um,
here. We're all sending Lauren the good vibes. That's
yes, thank you.
amazing. I
I know
love
that was.
Go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No,
Oh
go
no,
ahead.
I know that was like a longish tangent, but
No, not
it's
at
like
all.
it's like you said. I encourage anyone to pursue modeling. Um, and don't let anyone tell you, oh, you can't do this type of shoot, you can't do that type of shoot. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Try it. Try it if you're nervous, try it if you're scared. Just make sure you're connecting with photographers and models and just anybody that works in that industry that aligns with your values and your goals, and you'll
Mhm.
be set. Point blank
Absolutely.
period.
I agree. I haven't had any bad experiences, and it's definitely because I've reached out, I've chatted with
Mhm.
people, you in the world that we live in too with social media and like reviews and stuff, you can definitely get a good understanding of the different photographers and the vibes. But put yourself out there this year, challenge yourself to get into some new hobbies and
Do it if you're
hobbies.
scared.
Yes,
Do
do
it
it
if
if
you're
you're
scared.
scared. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because
Mhm.
usually the best things are on the other side of that fear. And I know that definitely comes with stepping into being more confident for sure. Like confidence is having confidence. I guess I guess I shouldn't say it's scary because it's not scary, but it can be uncomfortable because people who, just kind of like myself, like we're not afraid, like you learn, we're not afraid to just put ourselves out there, get in front of the camera, sometimes with minimal clothing on, or, like whatever, just be like, for me, I was like, this past year went to a wedding and I told myself I'm gonna be the first person on that dance floor, and I did it. And it was uncomfortable, and I sat there for a minute and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. But then, I hear that music and I'm just like, oh shit, okay. And I love to dance. I love to, so that like just pulled me out there, and I'm like, okay, we're here now. We did this, and guess what? Everyone followed after. And it's like you
Mhm.
see, I think for me, when it comes to confidence, it's really just about getting yourself out of your comfort zone, doing things that feel scary, but that's the way that you're going to develop confidence. That's the way that I've grown in my journey with confidence, right? But talking about music, Lauren, you actually mentioned one of our favorite women for activating bad bitch energy, which is
Queen
our
Mother.
queen mother, Meg the Stallion. Okay. And Lauren and I were actually both like getting hype for this episode prior to recording the first time around, okay, with some bad bitch music. And for me, I've really been, there's a lot of songs, a lot of women artists that I love for this, and I've been building a playlist. But one of the songs in the playlist is definitely Break My Soul by Beyonce. I know a lot of people weren't always like vibing with it because they said it was overplayed and whatnot, but I think that when you really vibe with the song for the meaning of it and the lyrics, it can never be overplayed, especially when you can really like relate or like resonate to the meaning of the song. But other than Beyonce, we got Nicki, we got Doja, we've got who else? We said Meg, Nicki, Doja, Beyonce,
Yep.
Ariana. Oh, and then my girl, I say my girl. To be honest, I've listened to like one of her songs, but her name is Joyce Rice, and the song is Iced Tea. That so far has been my that girl anthem. You just gotta listen to it for yourself. But yeah, I think music is another way to definitely activate your that girl energy in 2024.
Mhm.
Music was my therapy in 2023, and now this year I'm
Same.
trying to like it's just I could have a whole episode about music, okay? Because music is like just such a beautiful, powerful thing. But anyway, I'm rambling. It's your turn. You let us know, what are some of your go-to girlies for bad bitch anthems?
Yes. So like you said, Megan Thee Stallion, of course. They can never make me hate her.
Yeah.
Beyonce, more specifically Renaissance. I mean, I've been a Beyonce fan since like the beginning of time, but Renaissance especially holds a special place in my heart because it not only came out on my birthday, but that whole album is just the embodiment of freedom and
Mhm.
liberation from the opinions and thoughts of others. And I was actually blessed enough to go see Beyonce last summer in person, and I literally haven't been the same since. I feel like my life expectancy actually, sorry, y'all, it's snowing here in Maryland,
Oh.
so it's probably just a snowplow going up the street right
Oh, I
now.
didn't even hear it,
But
honestly.
oh, okay, thank God. It was just really loud, and I was like, oh, okay. So in case you guys heard that, that's what that was. But yeah, so um she had this speech at the end of her show where she's like, take love wherever you go, shine your light. The world is really dark right now, but it needs your light now more than ever. And I'm almost certain that my life expectancy has gone up like 50% since that show. Um,
I bet.
like it truly changed my life. But moving on from her, Victoria Monet, amazing
Okay.
artist.
I haven't really gotten into her, but I will have to.
Girl, you would love her music. You would love her music. There's so many other artists I can name, but my favorite. Oh, I recently got into this artist. Her name is Amare, and her album Fountain Baby is so like girly pop and fun and like
Okay.
boss bitch energy. But my number one artist in my life right now is Kali Uchis. I could make an entire episode on my podcast about my love for her, but I discovered her music during the beginning of the pandemic. And since then, like my love for her has just grown just as an artist. Her second Latin album actually just came out this Friday, or I'm sorry, last Friday, and I've been loving it. But Callie is literally like a breath of fresh air. Like I feel like I'm going to therapy every time I listen to her music because she speaks on like real issues, especially for me as like a 20 something who's trying to figure out what she's doing in life.
Right.
You know, she has those like upbeat songs, she has the love songs, she has the sad songs, she has the like fuck them songs, and
Yeah.
it's just her versatility is
Mm,
amazing. But my bad bitch anthem for 2024 so far is Yes and by Ariana Grande. I know it literally just
mhm.
came out like 3 days ago, but
Yeah,
I'm
I was
pretty
gonna
sure
say
my
I haven't heard of that before.
girl,
I'm about to listen to it after
it's
this. I'll listen to it
so
after this.
it's so good. You have to add it to your
Wait,
playlist
what
after
is
this
it called?
episode.
What is it called?
Yes and like
Yes
yes and
and blank. Right. Yes
yeah,
and
uh-huh.
Ariana lyrics.
It's so good. Oh my gosh. So that has been my like bad bitch anthem because I mean she does throw a little shade at the critics, but
I was
you
gonna
know,
say,
she has a lyric that's
hold on, sorry, really quick because I just had to look it up because the way that you hyped it up. Let's just read this chorus really quick. It says, "Yes, and say that shit with your chest and be your own fucking best friend.
yup.
Say that shit with your chest. Keep moving like what's next? Yes, and."
And
Woo!
you know what?
Now I'm
Put the
so
words right out my
sorry,
mouth.
sorry.
I'm like, put the
Wait a
words
minute. I'm
right
not done.
out
I'm
my
not done,
mouth.
Lauren. Hold on, girl. I'm not done. It
Oh my
says,
god.
now I'm so done with caring what you think. No, I won't hide underneath your own projections or change my most authentic life. Bitch, we could do a whole review on this song, but we won't. We
Girl,
won't.
what?
That's enough for now.
A
But
whole breakdown. That's gonna be our next episode. The
oh my
breakdown of Yes
god.
and by
Okay,
Ariana Grande.
I'm definitely gonna have to go listen to that now.
But yes, and if you like, I don't know if you like house music or like
I do.
kind of like Vogue-ish music. It's literally that exact beat. So I think you're gonna
Oh,
absolutely love it.
I'm
She
hyped.
also has a lyric. She also has a lyric. This is turning into like a celebrity like gossip podcast,
I
but
know,
she
literally,
has a
but I'm
lyric.
all here for it. I'm here for it.
Then I'll move on because it's like the last song. She has a lyric in the song where she's like, "Why do you care so much? Who's I ride?" And I'm like, you know what, Slay?
Wait,
Slay,
wait,
because
wait. Run it back. Repeat.
so
I
okay,
didn't catch it.
Ariana Grande's been in the media a lot about her relationships, and I
Right.
mean, I don't condone everything about like I can appreciate her art,
Right.
but also criticize her in a way.
Yeah.
You know, while being respectful
Of course.
about
I
it,
mean, I
but
think that kind of comes with fame.
yeah, yeah. And so she, her latest relationship, I forgot the guy's name, but people were like, "Oh, she's a homewrecker. She's this, that, and da 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 da." Um, and she has a lyric in Yes and where she's like, "We can cuss on here, right?"
Oh, haven't we been cussing? Have we not?
Oh,
If we
maybe we
haven't
have. I
been
don't know.
cussing,
I
I'm
don't know. But
surprised because I usually cuss all the time.
she has a lyric in the song where it's like, "Why do you care so much whose dick I ride?" And I'm like,
Oh, that's
"Why?"
why I didn't catch it because you didn't say dick. Oh,
Well,
she
she
said, "Why
blocks
do
it
you
out in
care
the
whose
song.
dick I ride?"
She
She's
blocks it out in the song. Like she doesn't actually say it, but you
oh
know what she says. And it's just like, girl,
oh Ariana Grande is stepping into her that girl energy.
she
She
said, I don't
into
give a
her
fuck about
era.
y'all anymore. And that's the type of energy that I want to be on. Cause
Yeah.
like I mean, I'm in a very happy, loving relationship, but just people who are like plotting for your downfall.
Mm.
And a lot of people are gonna be like, ugh, like, why is he with her? Or vice versa. And it's like, why do you
Why
care?
you do care? It's my
That's not
life.
your man. Like,
Yeah.
why do you care? So
Honestly, and that's the energy. That's definitely an energy that I have adopted is the word maybe or just like taken on in order to be the confident person that I am today. It's like when
mhm.
people say like, "Oh, how do you become that girl? How do you, get to the confidence level that you're at?" Because, I feel like people have definitely always seen me as a confident person, but I think in my previous years I've presented confident whereas now I really feel I embody confidence. And
Mhm.
genuinely the biggest step I've taken is not giving a fuck what people think about me, right? Because
Yeah.
or like accepting the fact that people are going to have opinions. And guess what? You're entitled to your opinion, but
Yeah,
your opinion doesn't have to define me. Your
that part.
opinion doesn't have to be true for me. I can
Mhm.
I can make my own opinions about my own self and my own life, and that can be true for me, and your
Yep.
opinions can be true for you. And that's honestly how I feel like you have to move through life with confidence, is not giving a single fuck and just living for you. That is how you will
Yeah.
be confident and go after those things that scare you, and be the first person on the dance floor, and be the person to speak in front of crowds or whatever it is, right? Or
Mhm.
like get in front of the camera at the photo shoot, like
Yeah.
get yourself on your phone, and be the content creator you want to be, because a lot of girls are there, right? A lot of girls are at that stage in life where they're like, oh, I want to create more content, I want to be on social media, but I'm so scared of what people say, I don't have the confidence. Like, nah, bitch, everybody does it, right? Everybody does it. You and I
Yeah.
have been on social media a long time, right? Social media is also a huge part of my confidence journey, because I have been able to follow a lot of influencers, or just like people like yourself, right? Make friends through social media and be able to kind of get that energy from others, maybe when I'm lacking it and I need a boost, like my girl Monet McMichael. Okay, can we talk about her now?
Yes.
Because Monet is
Yes.
she is that girl. Like, she is my queen, my everything. I have a picture of her on my vision board. Like, I try not to be one of those people that like gets obsessive over like influencers or celebrities, because I genuinely do look at them as just people, because that's just
Yeah,
who they
that's
are,
what they
right?
are.
They're just
Mhm.
people. But I have just so much love for her, I guess, because
Yes.
she really is that girl.
Mhm. No,
And
you're
I know
absolutely
you
right.
love her too.
Yes, yes, I love her. Her and Jalen are
Yes.
so cute. I typically don't try to like look at people's relationship and be like, oh, relationship goals,
Right,
but
right.
they're so relationship goals.
It's
I
true.
love them. And she is definitely one of the definitions of that girl.
Mhm.
For me personally, I love Faith Montoya. She is
Right.
like a curvy influencer,
Mhm.
and I have been following her for probably as long as we've been friends, about like 4 years.
Mhm.
And just seeing her growth and her confidence grow, while she's been like a public figure on the internet, it's just so inspiring. And she had an interview go viral recently where she got interviewed by like a major news network. I can't remember which one it was, but
Mhm.
she was basically saying like, I got I got the man, I got the job, I got the house, and I did it all while being fat. And I'm like, Slay Queen. And of
I love
course,
that.
the chronically online people who don't want to see fat people happy had something to say about it. And they were like, oh, like, but you're
Mhm.
still fat. And it's like,
But
okay,
they're gonna say
okay.
something no matter what. People will tell you that like you're too fat or you're too skinny, and then you gain weight
Hmm.
or you lose weight, and then
Yeah,
they switch up and then they say the
yeah,
opposite. It's just like, and that's why you have to really move through life with not caring, because
yes,
I learned
yeah,
over the last few years of, and this is kind of, well, no, I guess it's on topic, but just like the last few years of me trying so many different things as far as like a career, everything that I've chosen, whether it be the restaurant industry or going
mhm,
back to school or doing content or whatever, everyone has had something to say about it. Some
yeah,
people think, oh, awesome, it's great. And then some people will say, oh, why didn't you go to college? And then I go back to
yes,
school and they're like, oh, you're going to go to hair school. And it's like, you know what? You can't ever make people fucking happy, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to make other people happy. We're
yeah,
here to
you're
live
right.
happy lives ourselves and be that fucking girl. And yeah, what, were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was just going to say, sorry, I was getting comfortable because
Oh no,
like I'm
I
starting to
love
get,
it. I can't
um,
wait for the day where the studio is like a comfy, just like lounge
yes.
area.
But I was basically just gonna say when people are like, "Oh, why don't you do this or why don't you do that or why are you doing it this way?" Um, I just tell people, "Well, are you gonna pay for me to do it? If not, then shut the fuck up."
Right.
Like it's like why does it matter if I'm not telling you how you should live your life unless I'm hurting myself or others?
Right.
Let me, and even if I'm doing that, well, no, let
No,
me know if
wait
I'm
a
hurting
minute. I
somebody
was gonna
else
say,
because I don't want to do that intentionally.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say,
I don't
wait a
want to do
minute.
that intentionally, but it's like
I get what you're saying.
I just let me live my life, and if I have to face the consequences of what I choose to do, let me learn that. Like, don't
Mm,
be like, oh no, don't do that because XYZ. It's like sometimes you just have to learn from
Sometimes
experience. And
you
then
have to.
sometimes
Mm,
when you take a risk, it's like the best decision you can make. So
yeah.
just let people live their lives. I feel like as a society, we should just mind your business, you know?
Mind mind their business, or no, mind is it mind your business?
Mind the business that pays you.
Oh, I like that. I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say like
I didn't
mind.
make that up. I just heard it somewhere.
Oh, she said I can't take credit. No, I was just trying to incorporate that other little saying that I don't really understand the whole stand on business thing. I know it's like a trend and it's like a thing of like what I have been kind of taking from it is that it means to just be about it, like whatever
Mhm.
the it or the business is. So I was just trying to make a little funny there, but it didn't work because I didn't know. I
And
didn't know.
it's okay, girl. You gotta stand on business.
You
You gotta
gotta
stand
stand
on
on
business.
business. You gotta tell other people to mind their business and
Yes.
get their nose out of yours and
Yeah.
just be the confident bad bitch that you are. But Lauren, I would love to just hear from you as we kind of wrap up here. Your just biggest lesson, I guess, over these last few years of stepping into your that girl era, and just what the girlies can take into 2024 to find more confidence moving forward.
Oh
I
my
know, putting
goodness.
you on the spot there. I know, I know. This is the one thing we
No,
actually didn't talk about in the previous takes.
no, it's okay. It's okay. Um, for me, I think one of the biggest life lessons is basically what we just touched on, just learning not to just hold so much weight in other people's opinions. Because growing up, I was a serial people pleaser.
Mm,
I didn't like the reason why it took so long for me to pursue modeling is because once I hit a certain age and I started noticing that, oh, there really aren't a lot of like curvy models. So does that mean I really can't model? I didn't pursue it for so long because I didn't see that example until I was like a teenager. Um, so, just oh my God, there's so much I could say. This is
I
like a
know it's
whole
hard.
separate
It's hard
episode.
to wrap it
But
up.
yeah, just trying to learn it. Like it's something that I'm still trying to do every day, just
Of
not
course.
letting people's opinions because I know some people mean well when they're like, oh well, why are you
Mhm.
doing this? Or oh maybe you should do this.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if it's something that I want to pursue, if I'm not asking for advice, don't give it. Sometimes I just need somebody
Mm,
to hear me out just to know what I'm doing, just
right.
so they can, check in on me and be like, hey, how are you doing? How can I support you? Whatever the case may be. Um, Another lesson is just being your number one cheerleader and not letting
Mm,
anyone
snaps for
kind of
that.
take you. Thank you.
That's a really good one, especially because I know you
Yeah.
and I have both been navigating like kind of single life. I know you're in a relationship now, but especially as like a single woman,
Mhm.
definitely being your own cheerleader and
Oh
not
yeah.
needing the validation of others is huge.
Girl, what? Come on now.
We could talk
You
about
agree.
that in a whole other episode. We only got a
Okay.
few minutes left here on the Zoom, so unfortunately, we're
Got you,
gonna
got
have
you,
to
got
wrap
you.
it up for this time around. But y'all already know Lauren's gonna be on the podcast again because this energy is unmatched. We are just we're both fire signs, so we're both very,
Yeah.
very
She's a
passionate.
Sagittarius to my Leo.
Yeah.
So
So I am just so excited that finally it seems that this worked. We never were able to get to the end of the recording in the other takes. So we made it here, baby. Now just now let's just hope we get it out to the girlies, okay? But Lauren, where can everybody find you on socials?
yep. So my Instagram is at it's Lauren Yvette, YVETTE. You can also find me on TikTok at underscore Lauren Yvette underscore. I'm pretty sure everything's going to be in the description below. And if you
Yes.
guys want to follow my podcast, like I
Yes.
said, it's called According to Lauren. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we also have an Instagram page too. It's according the number two Lauren, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, you already know. Like you said, everything will be in the description. But thank you so much, Lauren, for being so patient
Of
as
course,
we have
no, it's okay.
navigated this craziness of technology. But I'm so happy. I feel like honestly, this was the best take. So
Yes,
you know
yes.
what? it all happened for a reason, and
Exactly,
I'm just happy
exactly.
that we were finally able to do this. Excited to get you on again in the future. And everyone, please be sure to check her out. Definitely go listen to her podcast. She just kind of talks about anything and everything. You know, she brings her that girl energy with her to her show. And yes, we are just here to really encourage you to step into your power this year and be the bad bitch that you can be, whatever that looks like for you, right? It could be very different for everybody, but yeah, know your worth, your power, and let's have a fucking awesome year this year being that girl, being bad bitches, okay?
Woohoo!
Awesome. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, check out the description for all of Lauren's socials, and I will see you again on Friday for a solo episode.